today's basketball doubleheader on the Cougar Sports Network. Marian University going up against Concordia University, Chicago Cougars. Between these two squads, the Cougars going into today sitting at 6-9. Marian at 9-6 for Concordia. This has been a season of survival. Things are going wrong. You got to figure out what to do. And all in all, they've managed to stay in the playoff fight.
Yeah, they had a big win this past Wednesday at Edgewood. It was a close game, 62-59. They had 3 players score in the double digits, and they just did a good job of finding ways to win and, again, keep them right on the bubble for the NAC tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a team that started the year very hot, started 4-1 in conference, but they have been sliding. They've lost some players, and now it's all about figuring it out to survive and make it into the NAC tourney. Over on Marian's end, good year for the Sabres, 9-6, coming off of some big wins as of late, and all but secured their spot in the postseason.
Yeah, for sure. 9-6, like you said, 9-6 record. Coming off a huge win against WLC, 3-game winning streak for them, a big win against BU, and an overtime win against Edgewood, showing that they can win big and they can win close.
Yeah, coming off a big win against Wisconsin Lutheran. For contrast, Cougars just last Saturday suffered a big loss at the hands of Wisconsin Lutheran. So both of these teams, they've been in some different spots, but this Cougars team, that win has meant a lot to them, and it does mean they have some momentum going into today. Looking at the players on the court today, Eric, we'll start off with CUC, and you mentioned 3 players in double digits for the Cougars. One of those was Jacob Robinson, who has really blown out onto the scene for the Cougars.
Yeah, he's been a great player for the Cougars, especially in that last game. And then for this game, I'm really looking at Honore Youngwa for the Cougars. He was one of those players that had double digits in the Edgewood game, and he's just really come on in the last few games. He's had consecutive games with double digits. If he can have another nice performance here today, that's another great weapon for the Cougars to have.
Yeah, and like you said, Jacob Robinson, he's been great. He had 18 points in their last game and 6 for 6 from the free throw line. He had 15 points in their previous game. He's another one of those guys putting up double-digit points, and they need scoring very desperately. They need that guy to get buckets.
Yeah, I mean, it's all been a season of figuring out. Both of your guys, Jacob Robinson, Honore Youngwa, they're guys who really didn't have that much of a role this year until the second.
They've really stepped up.
Yeah, until the spring semester. After that winter break, Coach Searles, he has to try starting different people on the court. Jacob Robinson, he had to step up in a big way last game after Darion Williams went out after just 3 minutes in the game. The good news for the Cougars, it does look like Darion Williams is going to be active today, so that's a big plus for Concordia Chicago today. But that's all guards. You look a bit more into the paint, and you see where they go. It's usually the big name there. It's Aaron Brown for the Cougars. Matthew Guthrie, though, last time out against Edgewood, 13 points, a huge presence in the paint for the Cougars. He's a big dude. He is a guy who can disrupt the game down low. And going up against Marian today, it looks like that might be the Cougars' best chance, is excelling down in the paint. We'll get a bit more into that in a minute. But looking over at Marian, you talk about the paint. Who's the guy who's going to be going up against Matthew Guthrie in the paint and Aaron Brown? It's Andrew Ianni. Ianni, he's leading Marian in scoring per game all year long. Didn't have his best game last time out against Wisconsin Lutheran, but he has been excelling all year long, standing at 6'4". He's one of those big guys who's going to be down low in the paint, which, I mean, that's the Cougars' strong suit going into today. And if Marian can shut down the paint, they'll be looking pretty on the road.
Yeah, for sure. A player I want to talk about is Derek Lindbergh. Excuse me. He's averaging 14 points a game. He's a terrific shooter. He's shooting just under 40%. And you said Ianni was averaging 14.5 points a game. He's averaging 14.4. So he's also bringing in a lot of the scoring, and he's that sharp shooting threat you gotta pay attention to.
Yeah, and you look elsewhere on those guards, Eric. I mean, how about my guy Alex Vasilakis?
I mean, you got to talk about him. You said, Ianni didn't have his best game in Marian's last game, but Vasilakis did. He had 25 points. He had a double-double at 11 rebounds to go with it. His double his season average. He's just been all around for the Sabres. He's been really coming on strong here in the back half of the season. Yeah, Vasilakis, he's one of the most experienced players on this Marian squad, and he could look to make a big impact in a big way today between the Cougars and the Sabres as we start to get going. Looking at these teams as a whole, let's start with those keys to the game for Marian. What do the Sabres need to do to pull out the win? For me, you look at the pace between these two teams. They're very different teams. Coach Searles, as he always does with teams, fast pace, get crazy, force some turnovers, fast breaks, cause some chaos. You're going to go quickly. You're going to have a lot of possessions. Marian's on the opposite side of the ball. They love to force turnovers. They don't give them up themselves. You're going to play slower. You're going to play cleaner possessions.
And for Marian to win today, you got to play your brand of basketball. You got to keep the game slow no matter what. A lot of that is psychological. If the Cougars do try to speed it up, if they do force some turnovers, you just got to bring it back to a slow game as soon as you can. Play your brand of basketball all 40 minutes. Don't let the Cougars get that mental leg up on you. You got a good shot at coming out with the win today.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I'm going to go with three-point shooting. Marian is a great three-point shooting team. I talked about Lindbergh earlier. He's a 39% from three. They got a couple guys off the bench shooting 40% from three. And they shoot 35% as a team, one of the best in the NAC.
Yeah.
The three-point shooting, Cougars got to be on the lookout for that today.
And for me, it comes down to spreading the ball around. They have 4 players that average in double digits. And what that means is that you can't really – defenses can't just guard one person. You have to guard 2, you have to guard 3, you have to guard 4. Anyone can make an impact. So if Marian can just spread the ball around, make it so that everyone's getting in on the action, that will make it very difficult for this Cougars defense to shut them down.
Yeah, and flipping it right over to the home side of the court, Eric, what are you looking to see from the Cougars today?
I think they got to attack the paint. In their win against Edgewood, they had 36 points in the paint. I think they should recreate that performance here today. Obviously, Marian's got some really tall presences in the paint, but I think the Cougars just need to go right and attack them. And I think if they can do that successfully, puts them in a very nice spot.
Yeah, for me, I think it's about valuing possessions, and part of that is getting to the free throw line. Coach Searles wants this team to get to the free throw line, get those free buckets, get those free throws. But yeah, get to the free throw line. Like I talked about Jacob Robinson earlier, 6 for 6 from the line.
Yeah, and you're going to get a lot more possessions by creating turnovers. This Cougars team, they have a positive turnover margin. They force more turnovers than anybody else in the NAC. The problem, they also turn the ball over more than anyone else in the NAC. So that turnover margin stays pretty even. But if you can force Marian to turn the ball over, they turn the ball over less than almost everybody else in the NAC. If you can force Marian to turn the ball over, not only do you force the Sabres out of their comfort zone, you're going to bring the game more to your pace of play, chaotic back and forth possessions. Marian's not used to playing like that. You got to make Marian uncomfortable.
For sure.
And I want to go back to that three-point shooting there, those free throws shooting, guys. Just to focus a bit on where CUC has been struggling as of late. Sam, you mentioned that free throw shooting. You want to get to the free throw line. Jacob Robinson, perfect from the free throw line. Incredible change of pace.
Yeah.
Much needed for this Cougars team. All in all, the shooting and scoring for Concordia has been tough as of late. And Coach Searles, he kind of talked about, you can talk about scheme changes. You can talk about game plans all you want. At the end of the day, you got to hit your shots.
Absolutely.
And that's something the Cougars have been struggling with as of late.
Absolutely, yeah. I think there are just some possessions where you feel like everything went right, and then they just missed the free. They're not hitting the timely shots that they need to be hitting.
And that's reflected on the stat sheets. You look at those, looked up and down in the NAC since conference play started. Dominican University worst in the NAC with that field goal percentage and three-point percentage. Right above them, and right above them, is Concordia Chicago. The Cougars, they're not hitting the tough shots, but they're missing a lot of those timely open shots, like you mentioned, Sam.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Sam said, you have possessions where you do everything right up until the last one. You just can't get the bucket to fall. It's just getting that final step to click, making everything go your way so that at the end of the possession, you're going back on defense knowing that you scored points on offense.
Yeah, and I feel like that could be really demoralizing for a team. And then I feel like they rush into their sets a lot because, if you have a good possession and and the three doesn't fall, that kind of messes with you a little bit mentally, and you just feel like we did everything right, missed the three. Now I have to go next possession, just go to the layup and try to put up a bucket. 5 seconds in the shot clock, and that's just not what you want if you're the Cougars. Just trust the plan.
Yeah, a whole running team with this squad all year long has been figuring it out. When is it finally going to click?
Yeah.
It was already going to be tough to get it to click when you lost some of your star players, Joel Wath, Jacob Collicott, coming in this year. So, there was that, we got to figure out a new group of guys, how we're going to make them click. But then you're losing players throughout the season, and it continues in its theme. Now we got to make it click again. Now we got to make it click again. And right now you have some stars. You got Aaron Brown. You got Darion Williams. And a theme there has been they're having big games, but not at the same time.
No.
Last time out, you had a couple guys have big games at the same time. Jacob Robinson, Matthew Guthrie, Honore Yangwa. So it's starting to click a little bit. You're waiting for it all to finally click together, all of your players to have those big games together. And right now, it's when the Cougars need that to happen. Not into the playoffs yet, but they're fighting for those playoff spots. That win against Edgewood on Wednesday, big for the Cougars. And I think that's been the most extraordinary part of the season for Concordia so far in what's gotten really demoralizing at some points. I mean, just before Wednesday, Cougars on a 4-game losing streak. They'd lost 7 of their last 8 and really felt like nothing was going right for this squad. Then you pick up the win against Edgewood, and you're still in the playoff fight. And that's kind of what's been extraordinary for this season. Despite all of the struggles, there's still something to play for. You've got meaningful basketball in February, and honestly, that means a lot for the program, means a lot for the school, and it means a lot for the team. Cougars, they've got stuff to play for today against Marian, fighting for a playoff spot here on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Jonathan Scheer. Joining me on air today will be Sam Smith. On the sideline will be Eric Perry. Don't go too far away because we'll be right back in just a couple minutes for the Cougars and the Sabres right here on the Cougar Sports Network. And we're back on the Cougars Sports Network. It's game time for the Cougars and the Sabres. Concordia and Marian facing off in the men's matchup today. Sabres headed into the game sitting at 9-6 through conference play so far. They've secured a playoff spot. The Cougars fighting for those last playoff spots. And a win today against Marian would do wonders for those chances. Starters out on the court. We see that tip-off. It'll be Andrew Ianni, the junior 6'4" forward, going up against Matthew Guthrie, the 6'8" freshman, for the tip. Ball's up, and it's straight at mid-court. Marian will start off with possession. Harper Krolak, running point, gets it to Haslett. They'll swing it all the way around over back to Krolak. Lindert up high, trying to work his way in, working on Yangwa. Over to Vasilakis, driving in, throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Darion Williams. Williams on the perimeter, kicking to Pryor. Pryor back to Williams. And there's a steal. Marvin Haslett takes it away, and going up to the rim, he's fouled by Jacob Robinson. So we'll get our first trip to the line of the day right away. Marvin Haslett headed there for 2, but you look out on the court, Darion Williams, that is a good sight to see for the Cougars. Started last time out on the road against Edgewood, went out after 3 minutes, hit a 3, and tweaked the back. He's back out there on the court starting today for the Cougars. He has been the engine of this offense. He's been that guy who they've looked to take the lead all season long.
Yeah, good to see Williams back. I was really impressed in that last Edgewood victory that they came out with the win, even though Williams got hurt within like the first minute of the game. A couple guys stepped up. Jacob Robinson with the ball right now. He was one of those.
Quick to Matthew Guthrie. Guthrie working his way into the paint, going low to Williams. Williams up for 2. Cougars have the lead 2-1. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the theme all year, like we talked about. This is a talented group. You just got to find a way to make it all click. And
And who's going to step up, too?
Guthrie challenging that at the rim. Ianni with the rebound and the putback.
That was good contest from Guthrie, but right there with the offensive rebound.
Yangwa at the key, driving in, spinning, up for 2. No good, just short.
Yeah, that's what you want, though. Yangwa being aggressive, it's a good look. Just couldn't fall.
There's Vasilakis in the corner, and he draws the foul. I'll get tagged on D. Williams. Second of the day on the Cougars already. The first on D. Williams. Quick inbound to Linder. Ianni has it on the perimeter. There's Linder in the corner for 3. No good. Off the backboard. Yangwa spinning, loses it. Pryor picks up the loose ball, goes up for 2. No good. Rebounded by Vasilakis.
Yeah, don't let that 3 off the backboard fool you. Linder is a very capable shooter. Cougars do not want him to get open looks throughout this game.
Linder on the edge, gets it to Krolak. Ianni, he's going to drive. Ianni working on Guthrie, stops, goes up with it, and he travels. One too many steps, Coach Drake Diener.
Yeah,
shakes his head.
Ianni's a really physical driver. That was a really good contest from Guthrie and forced the travel.
2 minutes down, Marian leading 3-2. Jacob Robinson working right, going central. Stuck with Haslett, goes to Guthrie. Williams pumps the 3. Double team, kicking to Robinson. He'll pop a 3. That's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Krolak. Pushing it quickly past midcourt. Gets to Ianni. Haslett slinging back to Vasilakis, over to Linder. Linder takes the screen. Free throw line. Krolak at the key, driving, spinning, kicking out to Ianni. He thought about 3. He's going to work in, kicking to Linder. He'll kick out to Haslett. 8 on the clock. Haslett goes back to Ianni. He's just going to drive. And they're going to call the foul on Concordia. They'll tag it on Pryor. It'll stay on the floor, but it will reset the shot clock.
Yeah, that's really disappointing there for the Cougs. That was a really good defensive possession. Really, like, good rotations, just foul at the end. Ianni's a very physical driver, like I said earlier. He's going to draw a lot of fouls today.
Yeah, he'll take it one-on-one with Guthrie, and he'll get it in to the rim.
Yeah,
3-point.
That's a very strong drive. And Guthrie's a big guy. He's a big physical guy. Nice little hook shot over him.
Robinson working to the left. As Williams going to Yangwa, driving in, stops at the elbow, trying to get it to Williams. Thought about three, working in, double teamed, gets it out to Robinson. Straight away, Trey drills it. Tied up at 5.
Yeah, that's the shot. That's the shot we were talking about pregame, Jonathan. Those timely threes. That's a good look. That's a good signing for the Cougars early on in this game.
Linder will pop a three in response. No good. Robinson gets the rebound. Williams pushing the pace on the right side. He's just driving straight to the baseline. Stops. Floater rims out. Vasilakis able to get the rebound.
That's a good look, though, if you're Williams. That's what you want. Just out.
And Driani, he's working on Guthrie again. Spinning. Stops. Kicking to Linder. He's going to work his way in. Floater hits it. 7-5, Marian. Here's Williams driving again. Goes up with it. No good. Guthrie with the rebound and the putback.
That's a very, very nice board there from Guthrie. That's what you want. You want those second chance opportunities.
That's that 4-inch height advantage coming into play for Guthrie. He's going to go up against Ianni again. No shot. They will tag him with the foul.
Ianni looks like he really likes that matchup against Guthrie.
That's going to take us to our first break. Down on the court, and we'll send it down to Eric Perry courtside. We'll see what he's been seeing through the first 4 minutes.
One thing to look at here in the first 4.5 minutes is just how evenly matched this game has been. The two teams have just been going back and forth with shots and defense. Both sides have done a very good job of shutting down the interior and forcing it so that the other team has had to try to adjust and make some more difficult shots. Both teams have been able to hit a three. And again, it's just really interesting to see how, for the first few minutes of this quarter, both teams are just going punch for punch. And I expect we'll probably see we'll see this throughout the rest of the game as these teams both fighting for the Cougars get into the conference tournament and for Marian to increase their ranking. Sam and Jonathan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. And yeah, I mean, this has been a closely contested game. We're starting to see the Cougars, they have matchups drawn up, and the plan for Ianni is go up against them with Guthrie. Aaron Brown, he might be the bigger guy down low, but Guthrie, he's had the hot hand as of late.
Yeah.
And what he lacks in sort of that size, that just raw power, he makes up for with a 4-inch height advantage. I mean, height advantage is height advantage, and it plays a big role down low.
Yeah, Guthrie's had some electric blocks this year, too. It just seems like Ianni kind of just looks like he's made one bucket so far, but it looks like he likes this matchup. It looks like this is, and nobody's coming for help either for the Cougars. They trust what Guthrie's doing. They trust that it's fine with the one-on-one because he's arguably their best player. He's a great passer as well.
Now go to Ianni on the perimeter. He's going to work down to the baseline, puts up the shot through contact, no good. Pryor gets the rebound. Yangwa just pushing the pace quickly. Can't get the pass off. It's loose. Ianni has it. Quickly to Linder. Robinson chasing him down. Linder controlled to the rim for 2.
It's another turnover leading to an easy transition bucket.
Yeah, Yangwa just caught a little too deep down in the paint. They'll lob that to Guthrie on the perimeter. He goes to Yangwa. Working to the elbow. Still working in. Going up on Krolak. No good, but he draws the foul.
That's a nice aggressive drive from Yangwa. I mean, we know that he loves to get to the rim. And we talked about before the game, drawing fouls, getting to the free throw line, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're the Cougars early on in this game.
All right, Yangwa, for this team's free throw struggles, he's not been one of those guys who's struggled on the season. Bricks the first shot there, but point not standing. He's been solid from the charity stripe this season. Might not be the best, but it's been consistent.
Yeah, and he gets there. He gets there. For sure.
That's something the Cougars need. Points by any means necessary, as Yonghua will go 0 for 2 on that.
Nice jinx there, Jonathan. Come on now.
Cougars, they trail by 2. Aaron Brown and A.J. Willard into the game for the first time today. Linder working right, goes to Ianni, back to Linder. He sees a gap on the baseline, driving, slinging. It'll get all the way to Haslett at the top of the key. He'll drive in, he'll go up, slinging to Linder. Krolak open on the perimeter for 3. Poetry in motion for Marian. 12-7 Sabres. Willard on the ground to Yonghua. They find Robinson. Robinson double teamed, gets it inside to Guthrie, and he travels. Just took a double clutch before he worked his way up to the rim. That'll be another turnover, third of the day for Concordia. Krolak working to his left. Goes to Orozco. Now Haslett back to Krolak. Vasilakis working in. Finds Ianni, 10 on the clock. Ianni will drive. Kicking out to Vasilakis for 3. It's short. Slammed down by Orozco straight to Haslett. Suddenly, it's a 7-point lead for Marian. Robinson just driving straight in, can't get the layup to go. It's rebounded by Vasilakis. Krolak's pushing the pace. Working to his left, working the baseline. Not going to go up with it. He'll sling it out for Ianni. Cougars haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Haslett, he's working his way in, slinging Ianni. 3. That's wide left. Out of bounds off of Brown.
Yeah, I talked about it in the pregame earlier. I don't love that drive from Jacob Robinson. They haven't scored in a while, and then it's just doing too much. Just trying to get to the basket. Like, get into your sets. All right, don't like that shot was there was 5 seconds into the shot clock. Don't panic. Just keep on doing what the game plan was. I just personally am not a big fan of that drive.
Yeah, Cougars. I mean, we've kind of seen this trend. They start to fall behind when they're not scoring, and it sounds, oh, no, duh, you got to score in basketball, but that's kind of been the problem for the Cougars. They just haven't been able to score consistently this year. They come out strong. They're able to keep pace with the Marian, but then you get caught in this little rut. Marian's putting up buckets. They're scoring. You're going down the court, and it's not all awful shots, but it's simple mistakes, missing the easy shots, traveling when you got the mismatch down low. That's what's killing the Cougars in this rut they've been in, and it's starting to cost them in this game so far. Still early on, still just 7 minutes in, but it is already at a 7-point deficit.
Yeah.
Krolak almost has it tipped away by Willard. He goes to Ware. Krolak is going to go to work on Willard, working his way in. He goes to Ware, puts up the 3, rims out, rebounded by Brown. Robinson working the point, working to his right. He'll back out and bring it back central. Back to Willard. They're going to go to Guthrie at the top of the key. Back to Willard. Trying to throw it in for Brown over the head, and he can't get the short shot.
Another one of those possessions where they're moving the ball. You want an Aaron Brown shot down low. It just didn't fall.
Krolak kicking out to Vasilakis. He works his way in, goes back to Krolak. 15 on the clock. Krolak. He'll work to his left to the free throw line, driving in uncontested to the rim.
That was a really, really nice layup there.
Yeah, they pull out Guthrie with Ianni, and it leaves that paint wide open.
And Krolak, he's not one of the main 4, you could say, for Marian. He's averaging under 6 points a game, but he's a capable scorer when he needs to.
He's capable of scoring. It's that distribution. It's that vision that he has working the offense. We've seen it today. They've been beautiful so far. Riker Johnson down low. Can't get the short shot to go. Aaron Brown does get the putback.
Another possession. Riker Johnson layup. That's what you want. Aaron Brown luckily had Nice rebound, put it back up, but.
Yeah, but if you're going to get the putback, I mean, that's a possession you can't really complain about. And the Cougars won't complain about that. As we've got a full timeout down on the court. We'll call a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. Back out onto the court to get things going again. 11:19 to go in the first half. Cougars, they got the points. They've split a little bit. They trail by 7 about 8 minutes into the game. Orozco working his right on Robinson. Double teamed, escapes with it to Boss. Boss on the far side, goes to Vasilakis, back to Ianni. Working it all the way around high. There's a gap. Orozco thought about going in. Instead he goes to Ianni. He's going to go to work on Brown. He loses it. Another turnover.
I love how the Cougars are defending Ianni today.
Aaron Brown just trying to drive through the paint. It's taken away.
There you go. Another one of those possessions. Empty possession.
Orozco slinging to Ianni. Spinning on Brown.
That was a little late.
Now called foul on that one. As he loses it, they're going to tag it on Riker Johnson.
Yeah, that was interesting because Ianni is such a capable passer, and the Cougars know that. And I feel like that's why they're not. Riker Johnson went in there and tried to little just swipe at the ball, but they haven't been double teaming Ianni because they respect the shooters and they respect how good of a passer is. And so far, they're winning that one-on-one matchup. Aaron Brown and Guthrie have been doing a great job.
Ianni will go to work again, cutting right, trying to get around Brown. He goes through him instead, 4-2. Carter Privet into the game. He'll work the point. Going to his right, he gets it to Brown. Brown will pull up for 3, and he drills it. He'll be getting a little bit more respect on the perimeter after that one.
Big shot.
Almost picks off the pass as well, jumps in front of Breitenbach. Cougars able to keep that gap at 6. As the Sabres will make some substitutions, they'll get it going again. Andrew Ianni will inbound to Krolak. So Krolak will run the offense once again. Goes to Boss. Boss to Breitenbach. Ianni at the top, over to Krolak. 10 on the shot clock. Krolak's going to work into the mid-range. Escapes with it to Ianni. They kick to Breitenbach. Boss for 3. No good. Brown with the rebound. He's going to try and push the pace. Nice spinning sling to Zimmer. Willard in the corner. No good. Brown does get the rebound.
Oh.
And he just tries to escape with it. Can't get it to anybody. Breitenbach will bring it down court. It's tapped out of bounds by Willard and gives some Cougars some time to recover.
That's another one of those possessions that you like. I was getting a little when I saw Aaron Brown driving, I was getting a little deja vu, and then Tommy Zimmer kind of out of nowhere with that cut and that nice pass, just couldn't get it to fall. But you got to keep on trusting that.
Yeah, Tommy's been someone that Coach Searles has been loving in that utility role this year, trying to get him involved. And they're going to tag Ianni with the hold.
Oh.
And that is the correct call. He was holding on the rebound. Was a late whistle, so
yeah.
They whistled it more. They called blow the whistle after Ianni took the shot, so a couple seconds late. You're never going to like the late whistle. But the Cougars do get possession. Tommy Zimmer going to Riker Johnson. Johnson double team, triple team, goes to Privet. Willard up top. Willard's working in. It's taken away.
A lot of bodies in the paint there.
Orozco driving up for two.
Really nice finish from Orozco there.
And then Carter Privet trying to rush the inbound, slapped out of bounds by Orozco. You mentioned there, Sam, you got a lot of bodies in the paint.
Yeah.
If you've got space on the perimeter, I know you guys haven't been shooting the best from the three, but to an extent, you've got to take that when you've got it.
Yeah, for sure. Willard trying to get something going on the drive, and just too many hands in that lane, and there was a couple open shooters there, but obviously stripped away before he could do anything about it.
Honore Yangwa back into the game. We're back to almost that starting squad, except for Tommy Zimmer. Yangwa trying to go to Williams, taken away by Orozco again. Jazz Orozco.
Now that's just doing your film.
Woo!
That's just doing your film if you're Orozco there. Beautiful. Beautiful steal there.
Cougars, 3 turnovers in the last minute 40, and Coach Searles, he needs to give his team a break, and he's going to do so with a 30. 10-point lead for Marian.
You know, we talked about it earlier with the offensive struggles. With Marian, you kind of run the offense through Ianni. With CUC, there's not really that bread and butter that you just, like, okay, go back to this, go back to that. There's no, like it's not like go back to the pick and roll, the pick and pop. There's nothing like, they don't have, like, that identity on offense where it's just, like, because they don't have that guy that can just get you a bucket. They don't have that play that, you know, like I said, they don't have, like, a pick and roll or something like that. You know, it's just for instance. But they don't have that reliable way to get buckets.
Kenton Pryor will inbound for the Cougars. We talked a lot before this game how big those turnovers are going to be. It's a +5 margin for Marian right now. They've only turned it over twice. The Cougars have turned it over 7 times. Chas Orozco tries to pick that one off again, and then Darian Williams' pass is broken up.
Another lazy pass.
Breitenbach, uncontested 3. It's short. The rebound's going to make it to the Cougar bench, and it's off of Marian. They get 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes. Coincidentally, a 2-minute scoring drought for Concordia. Still within 10. Yangwa goes to Williams, over to Pryor, over to Zimmer. He goes to Yangwa. Yangwa slowly working in, double teamed, fighting his way up, no good. Guthrie with the rebound, the putback for 2. Matthew Guthrie taking that advantage with his height again. Krolak trying to escape to the right. And Coach Dieter is going to call the timeout. Now bring us to another media break here on the Cougar Sports Center. So we'll be back in a minute after the break. Out of the break, 7:40 to go in the first half. Marian leading by 8, 22-14. Ianni looking for someone to go inbounds too. He goes to Haslett. Krolak on the right goes to Vasilakis. Lindert to Haslett. Ianni, a nice sling down low to Krolak. Knocks off the Cougars into the backboard, so that'll be out of bounds. Marian's possession, 5 on the shot clock. They've got to go quick. They lob it in for Ianni, 4 to go. 3, he drives. And he travels.
Good defense.
Yeah.
Great possession there.
That's also good shot clock awareness. You know, if you just put Matthew Guthrie there standing straight up in his way, Ianni doesn't have time to dribble around because there's so little time on the shot clock. He's got to try and get tricky with it, and that leads to the mistake. Now Guthrie trying to go up on Ianni. He's blocked. Zimmer with the rebound, kicks it back out to Guthrie. Good pullback on the handoff from Matthew Guthrie. Williams is going to drive, kicking to Yangwa. 5 on the shot clock. Pryor on the perimeter, pulls up for 3. It's wide right, misses the rim entirely.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that Marian is so handsy in the lane is because they don't respect the Cougars from the three-point line at all. And when you're driving and there's 3 guys on you, there's not much you could do, and then you kick it out and they're shooting as they've been struggling from the three-point line, and it's just a recipe for disaster on the offensive end.
Krolak to Vasilakis. Ianni slinging, finds a wide open Lindert in the corner. He can't hit.
It's a great pass, though.
Yeah.
A little lucky there from the Cougars.
Zimmer's attempt at the rebound gets batted out of bounds. A good contest from Vasilakis. Krolak has got to find someone to get it into. Lobs it in for Ianni. Going to work on Guthrie. Going up with it. Through contact. Back to a 10-point lead, 24-14. Yangwa.
Oh.
Just loses the dribble out of bounds, shaking his head as he'll get subbed out. It was a planned 4-man substitution. He's not subbed out for that mistake, but still shaking his head. It was 5 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. Make it 6 after that one. 10 turnovers in the half so far, and there's still 6 minutes to go. Krolak working it on the left. Quick movement to Linder in the corner. Back up to Vasilakis. Linder, corner 3. That one goes.
Great pass there from Ianni.
Yeah, just hitting that triangle over on the far side till Linder has enough time to catch and fire. Robinson goes to Willard. Trying to go to Johnson. It's broken up by Linder, and they'll tag Linder with a shove.
May have gotten bailed out there a little bit, but that was another lazy pass.
Cougars will retain possession after the foul. 13-point deficit for Concordia. Haven't scored in almost 2.5 minutes.
That's 6 turnovers in their last 4.5 minutes as well.
Robinson, step back 3. No good. Rebounded by Guthrie, the putback, and 1! Matthew Guthrie putting in work at the rim.
He was fired up after that too, wasn't he?
That was through.
I
mean, they're going to call Ianni for the foul on that. You could have picked a number of guys as he's just fighting his way up through contact.
That's Guthrie's second of the day. Aaron Brown had one earlier. These offensive rebounds, putting it back, keeping it within reach.
Ianni at the top of the key. Ianni's down to the paint. Haslett loses it almost off his foot. Ianni open down low. Beautiful movement. Loses Guthrie for a second. Robinson has Willard on the edge. He goes to Jacob Robinson. 15 on the shot clock. Willard on the near side. They'll go low to Brown. Spinning, trying to go to Johnson, and just out of bounds off of Riker Johnson. The Cougars have been trying to make it work in the paint today, and Marian just stacking the box. There's nothing down there for Concordia. I mean, even Matthew Guthrie's success in the paint, they've been putbacks off of other shots.
Yeah.
It's fantastic defense, fantastic game planning from Drake Diener's squad.
Shooting just 7 of 20 from the field as the Cougars.
Shooting to the corner to Lindert. There's Haslett. He'll pull up for 3. No good. Rebounded by Vasilakis. Goes Ianni. And he'll get the foul. Now tag it on Riker Johnson. That sends Ianni to the line. His first trip to the line. First shot goes, makes it 30 points for Marian.
Yeah, Cougars might be a little bit lucky that this is only a 14-15 pending this free throw.
Yeah, the Cougars, they've had some good moments today, and you're seeing the vision. The game plan, honestly, for the Cougars hasn't been too bad. We've seen a lot of good passing on the offensive end when they're working around the perimeter. But then you go back to another part. Part of the problem is you just can't trust that if you're working around the perimeter, you're going to be able to produce offense because they haven't been hitting those shots.
Yeah, but
trying to go low to Aaron Brown through quadruple coverage again. Vasilakis on the sprint. Up for 2, no good. Guthrie with the rebound. Cougars, they're trying to push the pace in response. Robinson to the right, pulls out. Willard back to Robinson. Pulls up for 3. No good. Vasilakis with the rebound.
that's a good look, but when you're so out of rhythm and you have 12 turnovers, those don't feel as in rhythm as they probably should be from Robinson there.
Krolak going to Haslett. Breitenbach, no looker, down to the baseline. Lindert from the corner. No good, but he's fouled. And he'll head to the line for 3. Lindert will head to the line for 3. After the break, we got a full media timeout. That gives us a chance to send it down to Eric Perry on the sideline, see what he's been hearing down by the bench.
One stat that really jumps out to me is the points in the paint. You know, I was the one that personally said in the pregame that the Cougars were going to win this game by attacking the paint. And so far, the Sabre defense has just done a very good job of not allowing that. Cougars only have 8 points in the paint to the Sabres 22. So going forward here in the last 3:16 of this half and into the second half, the Cougars really need to find a way to break into the Marian defense and get some shots to fall. Whether that's quick passes or just some strong drives, working through some contact, the Cougars have to find a way to keep getting the chances in the paint and then get those chances to fall. If they can do that, that's how they can claw their way back into this game. Sam and Jonathan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, Sam, how do you think the Cougars are going to claw it back into this one?
I think they need to stop turning the ball over so much.
I mean,
that. 12 turnovers.
Yeah,
there's too many possessions where it's just lazy pass after lazy pass, and they're not getting into their sets, and there's no flow, there's no rhythm. They just need to stop. I know it's simple, but they need to stop turning the ball over because they've gotten lucky on the defensive side because Marian's shooting just 2 of 11, and they've gotten a lot of good looks as well. So it starts offensively.
Linder headed to the line for 3 shots after he was fouled by Willard on the 3-point attempt. Chance to make it 18-point game if he hits all 3. And he'll start off with a miss, so that won't happen on the season. Linder's been shooting 72% from the charity stripe. But he's 0 for 2 to start his day from there. You look at those fouls, too. Marian already into the bonus.
Yeah.
Outside of a couple chaotic possessions, they've been playing clean. Cougars about par for the course on a physical, aggressive defense for them.
Yeah, being in the bonus, that could be a thanks to Andrew Ianni as well.
Robinson will work to the right. 16-point lead goes to Kenton Pryor. Pryor back to Brown. Brown got to go to somebody. He goes to Robinson. They have Guthrie in the mid-range. Guthrie, he needs some help. Robinson comes over to him. He's going to drive in. Jacob Robinson is fouled.
That was a little late. Marian does not like that call.
That'll send Robinson to the line for 2 shots. Now tag it on Krolak. As Robinson hits the first. Perfect trip to the line for Jacob Robinson. Brings the Cougars back within 14. Krolak double team down in the corner. Haslett quickly going, just streaking into the paint. Slinging across for Vasilakis. Ianni to Krolak to Lindert for 3. More poetry.
Yeah, you just got to you got to expect those. You're going to start fouling. Lindert's a very capable shooter. Brings them to 3 for 12 on the day from the three-point line.
Pryor going to Guthrie to Robinson. 15 on the clock. Willard, Key, slinging to Pryor. Pryor's working central. He finds his way to Willard. Brown double teamed on the mid-range. Pryor's at the key. 2 on the shot clock. Got to throw it up. No good. Rebounded by, still loose. Finally, Haslett picks it up. Must have felt like an eternity for Marvin Haslett. Vasilakis trying to sling. It's tapped out of bounds by Guthrie.
You know, I've been pretty negative today about the Cougars on offense, but I got to give it up to Marian though for their defense. They're rotating super well. They're playing intense. The Cougars aren't getting anything they want. Really got to give it up to Marian.
17-point lead for the Sabres. Krolak slinging into Ianni. Thought about going to Krolak. Robinson's right on it. Tapped out of bounds by Laudis. That'll stay with Marian. Now 7 on the clock after the inbound.
Great read there from Laudis.
Vasilakis will inbound. He goes to Ianni. Ianni's going to bully his way to the rim. Fade away. No good. Out of bounds off of Vasilakis. Minute 33 to go in the half. Cougars trail by 17. It's 35-18. Yongwa to Guthrie up high. Guthrie feints to Laudis. Back to Robinson. Working his way in. Back out perimeter. 10 on the clock. He goes to Brown. 5 on the clock. Brown just streaking across. You got to get it up. Rebounded by Vasilakis.
Another great defensive possession there from Marian.
Under a minute to go. Ianni slowing it down. Lindert pulls up at the elbow, kicks to Krolak. Stuck in the corner. 7 on the clock. Krolak's going to drive in. Krolak throws it up for 2.
What a nice drive there from Krolak.
Under 30 to go. Difference between the clock and shot clock's just a second. Robinson's going to work to the right. Going to work his way in, slashing to the paint, puts it up for 2.
Great drive there.
Much needed bucket for the Cougars. Breaks a 2.5-minute scoring drought. 6 seconds to go. Ianni driving in, kicking. Lindert spinning, driving, floater, no good. And that's how the half will end. Marian controlling the pace of play through the first 20. They lead by 17 as we head into halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes for halftime here on the Cougar Sports Network. Cougar Nation, and welcome to halftime here in River Forest on the Cougar Sports Network. Concordia Chicago taking on Marian University in the men's game today, and it's been a first half that has gone great for the Sabres. They lead the Cougars 37-20, and the biggest reason for that is just how clean they're playing today. I mean, it stands out immediately when you look at that stat sheet, guys, that turnover margin.
Yeah, for sure. Marian only has 3 turnovers in the first half. They've been playing just great, clean ball, and starts with Ioannis. He's a great passer, and he's had some great passes just all around, just the cuts, the feeds, just everything has been clicking for Marian today.
Yeah, I mean, you look at those turnovers, it's 3 for Marian, 12 for the Cougars, and yeah, some of them have just been bad, sloppy mistakes that the Cougars are making, simple fundamentals that shouldn't be happening. But part of it's we kind of seeing the Cougars, they're getting out of sorts. They're starting to get a little rushed. They're starting to get a little panicky because they're playing from behind. That's going to be something they're going to have to clean up. 12 turnovers in a half isn't awful in and of itself. It becomes a problem when you're not forcing turnovers on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Sam said, Marian only has 3 turnovers versus the Cougars 12. And one point that needs to be mentioned, I believe, Marian has 11 points off Cougar turnovers. So not only has been Marian able to force Cougar turnovers, they've been able to maximize them to their potential and turn them into points.
Yeah, and you look at that Cougars offense, how they've been getting points today. For Marian, all sorts of places. Ioannis, he's the big draw. He's providing the engine. You got Linder on the outside. You've got Alex Vasilakis. All of those producers. I mean, Hunter Krolak's been having a great game. Over on the Cougars end, different story. On the season as a whole, the biggest strength of this Cougars offense, it's been struggling on the year so far, but the biggest strength is the paint. You've got Aaron Brown, you've got an emerging Matthew Guthrie, who's been great as of late, and Guthrie leads the Cougars in scoring today. It's just 6, but he does still lead the Cougars on 75% shooting. The problem is the paint is just not there. You mentioned it during the game, Sam. You can tell this Marian team did their homework. They watched the film. They saw how the Cougars play. They've taken away the paint entirely.
Yeah, for sure. That stems from the struggling three-point shooting that the Cougars have had. Every single drive, they're just hands, every single time and they don't even the Cougars haven't even had time to kick it out to the three-point line, and it's just the game plan has just been clicking for Marian today.
Yeah, so you look at the Cougars, what they're going to have to do in the second half, and part of it, it's probably going to have to do with working around the perimeter. We've seen some nice ball movement today from the Cougars in general. Nice ball movement in general. They haven't been able to finish off every possession. Yeah. But around the perimeter, they've been able to keep possession for the most part. They've gotten some good looks. They've only hit 2 threes on the day so far. I mean, 1, you're down big, so you're going to have to start chucking up some threes, going for some volume. But 2, that's probably where your best opportunities are going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Marian has just pretty much shut down the paint for the Cougs. So the Cougars are going to have to find different ways to score, and that different way of scoring is going to have to be the perimeter. They need to make it so that Marian, who will be so concentrated on the interior defense, might let up an open 3 in the corner or an open pass that can lead to a 3.
Yeah, I mean, guys, going into this second half, if we are focusing on the perimeter, who are you looking to have a big impact in the second half for the Cougars?
I think it's Darion Williams' time. I think he needs to light it up, and I also think Jacob Robinson as well. Yeah. He's had a couple strong drives, but I mean, like we've been saying, like there's been a lot of different guys. I think we just need a couple of guys to step up if the Cougars want to have a fighting chance. And they've had some comeback wins, and they've shown fight. I don't doubt their fight. I don't doubt their effort. But we got to see it. We got to see better execution in the second half today.
Yeah, I kind of want to go for a little bit of dark horse on the Cougars offense because it hasn't really been in the game plan all year. I would love to see A.J. Willard starting to let it fly a bit more from the beyond the perimeter. He's had some good looks he's passed up on today. Yeah. He's been utilized more as, your 3-and-D, scrappy, more D than 3, just play defense, force turnovers, be an outlet for passes, pass it on. But last year in his freshman year for the Cougars, we saw him as more of that 3-point shooter in there for a few games, chuck up some threes. I would like to see if the Cougars are going to go that 3-point perimeter route, let A.J. Willard let it fly.
Sure. Yeah, and I think for me, I'm going to go Aaron Brown. We saw him hit a 3 early in the game. I believe that was what made it 7-7 early. I think if they can get him some really quality looks, then I think that, again, that's how the Cougars are going to slowly claw their way back into this game.
Absolutely. It'll be a lot of distance to claw to get back into it. A 17-point deficit right now for Concordia. They've had some comebacks this year. We'll see if they can get things turned on and come back against the Marian University Sabres in just a minute here on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Jonathan Shear with Sam Smith and Eric Perry. Don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network here for half number 2 between the Cougars and the Marian University Sabres. Marian leads by 17, 37-20 over Concordia. Make it 15. Jacob Robinson driving into the paint for a layup. Marian trying to go quickly in response. Derek Linder kicking it back out to Hunter Krolak. There's space down low for Alex Vasilakis. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded by Darian Williams. Goes Robinson in the corner, driving the paint, kicking to Guthrie, wide open for 2. Concordia going quickly. Derek Linder running down, up for 2.
A lot more intensity to start this half.
Both of these teams is going quick, chucking it down court. D. Williams pulls up for 3. No good. Linder with the rebound.
It's a good look, though. I like that.
Yep. Krolak slinging for Linder. He thought about 3, instead goes to Ianni. Ianni will go to Hazlitt. Hazlitt's going to drive, kick into Vasilakis. Hazlitt driving in, smokes the layup, rebounded by Yongwa. Pryor driving in to the rim for 2.
That's a really strong drive there from Pryor. And they look to be getting to the basket, and they're driving with intent right now. That's 4 possessions. All 4 solid possessions, 3 buckets off of it. 13-point game. Try to get it to double digits. That should be the first goal. Get it to double digits, and then see where you go from there.
Yeah, I mean, the Cougars, they've been going faster this half, and that's been working out for them. They're not giving Marian time to get back and clog up the paint.
Almost like a track meet so far.
Ianni on the near side. He's going to work his way in. Go to work on Guthrie. Spinning, jumping around, contact is short, rebounded by Williams. Robinson, spinning grab on the pass, driving in, up for 2, no good, out of bounds, off of Pryor.
Yeah, it looked like Robinson was trying to draw the foul there, but that was a good contest from Linder.
39-26 after 2 minutes of the second half. And he goes to Krolak, tapped out of bounds by Williams, takes 2 seconds off the clock.
That half-court offense in the first half for Marian was incredible, and looks like the Cougars are saying, How about you don't get into your half-court sets? And they're playing really aggressive defense here.
Haslett working left, just able to beat the time. Linder. Central at the key. He goes to Ianni. Ianni's going to drive. Ianni up
Good
with it.
block.
Blocked by Guthrie.
A couple great possessions there from Guthrie. You have a lefty hook shot and a block shot on Ianni to start this half. Guthrie putting in work.
Yeah. And he's doing a good job of not really trying to move and get in front of Ianni, but instead using that reach, using that height to position yourself and then go to the ball.
Yeah.
2 on the clock. Krolak's got to go up. No good. Rebounded by Williams.
Good situational awareness there from the Cougars on that possession.
Williams, it's taken away by Ianni. They want Krolak to go quick. He's up with it. Blocked by Yangwa!
Wow.
And then Haslett draws the foul on the putback, but a highlight reel swat for Honore Yangwa. So Marvin Haslett, he'll get 2 free throws. That's Yangwa's first foul of the day.
Make him earn the 2 points there. That's an energy play right there from Yangwa. That's terrific block. He got up on that.
Yeah, we've seen the first section of this half been played more at the pace that the Cougars like. Fast pace, chaotic. This is the kind of basketball the Cougars like to play.
And he missed that free throw. You saved 1 point on that possession. On what looked to be an easy 2 points on that fast break.
Robinson trying to just force his way in. He escapes to Pryor. Pryor's going to force his way in. Low to Guthrie. Going to work eye on Ianni.
Oh.
Taken away. Haslett has it. Cougars bench up in arms. Ianni, he's just going to go to work on Guthrie. Taken away by Guthrie.
Guthrie's fired up. I don't think he liked that no call in that previous possession. He's playing lockdown defense to start this half. The energy is there. I was talking about it at the halftime. This team, they fight. They fight no matter what's going on. They fight.
They get it into Ianni. He's going to kick to Linder. Wide open for 3.
Yangwa kind of off balance on that closeout. That's too much time.
Yeah, and you could kind of tell the longer Ianni held it, Yangwa starting to fade in a little bit more, getting ready to help for the drive from Ianni.
And that's what makes this Marian team so tricky. They have shooters all over the place, and Ianni's just a terrific passer, like I've stated.
D. Williams open for 3. No good.
Those timely threes we were talking about, that would have been huge. Benches up.
Haslett working his way in. Got to go around his own man. Linder goes to Krolak. 15 on the clock. No looker behind the back to Ianni. 10 on the clock. He's going to go to work. Spinning up for 2.
That's really nice finish with the left.
Back to a 19-point lead for Marian. Cougars haven't scored in 2.5 minutes. Robinson. He goes to Yangwa. Yangwa's going to work his way in on the ground to Pryor.
Nice
trying to go under. Blocked. Second chance is good.
That was a great cut there from Pryor. Good feed, too. And I know he got blocked, but got it back. 2 points.
Yeah, a lot of that's just sticking with it. He went up with it. Don't fall away. Don't go down as soon as you release. Stick with it. Fight for your own rebound. Ianni, he's fighting for 2, and he gets it.
You like what you're seeing from Guthrie, but those last 2 possessions, you might start thinking about bringing some help, because those were just better offense. Good defense, better offense.
Pryor goes to Williams, goes to Yangwa. Yangwa trying to drive.
A lot of contact there. That Guthrie-Ianni matchup, it seems to be the marquee matchup of the day.
Yeah, they'll tag the foul on Linder. That'll give us a chance to send it down to Eric Perry courtside to see what he's been seeing so far.
Sam and Jonathan, one thing to look at here in the first 5 minutes of this second half is that Concordia's actually done a better job at attacking the paint. They've been doing a good job of driving and getting shots up. The only downside is that on defense, Marian has been doing an also equally good job of getting buckets for themselves. So even though Concordia has been making progress on offense, Marian has been able to counter that and basically go punch for punch with them on defense. So if Concordia wants to get back in this game, make up this 14-point deficit, it's not enough for their offense to step up. They're really going to need their defense to get some wasted possessions for Marian, get some turnovers, execute those into points off turnovers and fast breaks. Again, if Concordia wants to win, they're going to have to take the ball out of Marian's hands. Sam and Jonathan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. And yeah, those turnovers, honestly, underrated part of the half so far. The Cougars, they've only turned it over twice. And, I mean, yeah, Marian hasn't turned it over yet this half either. But, so it's still a negative margin for the Cougars. But other teams not turning it over, and you can't force those turnovers, the least you can do is not turn it over yourself.
Sure.
And 2 is improvement on where the Cougars were in the first half.
Yeah. And, you know, something that I like is the energy that they're playing with. And Coach Searles does a really good job at halftime getting his boys ready. And, like, I know it's a 19-point game right now, but you cannot blame it on a lack of effort.
Aaron Brown kicking to Kenton Pryor. Robinson brings it central. Working to his left, still working in, double teamed, trying to go low to Brown, and he just can't get it in enough.
Yeah, I like that cut from Brown. It was just a little bit too much of a needle to thread.
Oh, and Linder, they're just going to chuck it down to him. He can't receive it cleanly. Long tray, no good. Yanghua with the rebound, taken away by Vasilakis. He's stripped, it's out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of Yanghua.
Crafty strip there.
Yeah, good persistence down low from Alex Vasilakis. Alex Vasilakis, he's actually usually a scorer for this team. He has not scored a bucket today, but he has been a dog in the paint. 7 rebounds. You can tag 5 of those on defense, 2 of those on offense. Hasn't just been cardio today for Alex Vasilakis. Linder trying to drive. It's taken away by Yanghua. Brown trying to push the pace, almost loses it. He's able to recover. He goes to Yanghua, who goes to Robinson. Step back 3. Hits!
Nice move there.
Jacob Robinson.
Robinson's fired up.
Feels like almost every 3 right now for the Cougars is much needed. First of the half for Concordia. They go low to Linder, almost loses it. Escapes with it to Ieni. Vasilakis trying to work central, kicks. Ieni thought about the 3. Now he'll work in. Going up on Brown. Through contact, no good.
Oh.
They're going to call it out of bounds off of the Cougars. D. Williams and Coach Searles immediately calling for review. And they're overturned immediately. They don't even need the review. Coach Diener wanted a foul call in there. Someone went flying in and took a hard fall. I didn't catch who it was.
More likely to be a foul than Marian's ball off the hand.
That was Coach Diener knew the fight to pick. Didn't win it. 16-point lead for his squad, though. Kenton Pryor goes to Brown, who goes to Robinson. Working slowly to the right. Double team. Got to escape with it somehow. Trying to fight his way in, and it's taken away. Hazlitt all alone, and he slams it down. And he breaks the rim. Yanghua gets up there to fix it.
That's happened a couple of times this year where that rim bends a little bit.
I'll bring it to a full break on the court. We'll take a break here at the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back in just a minute. 13:20 to go in the game. Marian leading by 18 over Concordia Chicago, 49-31. 18-point lead after the big-time slam from Marvin Haslett. Cougars got a break after play had to be stopped due to the rim needing to be repaired. Carter Privet's into the game now for the Cougars. D. Williams, he'll go to Privet. Working the left, goes to Brown in the corner. He's trapped down there, trying to escape to Yangwa, and there's not a lane.
Another one of those great defensive possessions from Marian, just everywhere.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Vasilakis slinging to Krolak. All the way across to Ianni. Ianni's driving.
Nice.
Behind the back. Can't get the shot up in time. Vasilakis pulls up for three. Rims out. It has been a rough day.
Good recovery from Brown there, though. That was a nice behind-the-back move, but...
Privet tried to drive, got stopped by Krolak. Escapes with it to Pryor. He's double-teamed now on the perimeter. Slinging. Brown, low, up for two. Able to pull the defense to the left just enough. And they'll get Yangwa with the foul down on the near side. They'll get subbed out of the game. A.J. Willard, Riker Johnson now coming back into the matchup. Krolak working on Willard. Cuts around the screen, stepping back. Now he'll cut in. Kick into Vasilakis. Ianni thought about three, trying to drive the baseline. Slinging all the way across to Krolak. 5 on the clock. Krolak's got to do something. Fade away. Bouncing for two. 12 to go. Privet's going straight to work. Johnson driving, spinning. Stop jump. Almost stripped, but he's fouled by Jazz Orozco.
Nice, strong, aggressive drive there from Johnson, freshly into the game. Ooh. Coach is not happy.
We'll now get a break. Coach Drake Diener, he's frustrated with his guys up by 18, but he wants more. As we'll send it down to the sideline to Eric Perry to see what he's been hearing on the Cougars side of things.
And one really big stat to look at here as we're at the 11:40 mark of the second half is that Marian has done an incredible job of turning Cougars turnovers into Marian points. I believe Marian was sitting at 22 points off turnovers while the Cougars were only at 3. So Marian, not only have they been doing a great job of taking the ball away from the Cougars and making it so that the Cougar offense can't score points, but they've been doing a good job of taking the ball down to their end and scoring buckets to increase their own lead. So really, if the Cougars want to come back in this game, and they really need to start doing it quickly, they have to keep the ball safe. They need to make good passes and make sure that they're not put in spots where Marian can really wreak havoc on the passing lanes. Sam and Jonathan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, those turnovers, they were looking pretty good in this half for a bit there for the Cougars. Started to slide a little bit more. Part of that, they're getting themselves in situations that are tough to get out of.
Yeah, and like you've been saying, Jonathan, if you're going to turn the ball over, you want to force turnovers, and Marian has just been doing a terrific job of taking care of the ball. Just 4 turnovers the entire game, 4.
Riker Johnson at the line, hits his first free throw.
1 possession at a time here.
And second one's short. A.J. Willard gets the rebound. They try to go low to Brown, who smokes the putback.
I think Brown had a lot more time than he thought on that one.
Yeah.
He just threw it up. And
yeah. And just looking at it, like the frustration on his face, I think he thought he was going to go through contact.
Yeah.
I think he thought Ianni was going to follow him up.
Kind of just rushed it up. Kind of just threw it up there.
Vasilakis working to the right. Ianni's on the perimeter. He's going to drive on Brown through. And they'll tag Brown with the foul. Stays on the floor. And they'll reset the shot clock. Krolak down to inbound. Goes to Ianni on the edge. Has Krolak in the corner. Krolak escaping, taking the screen. Just hands it off to Ianni. And he pulls up straight away. 3! Nothing but net. 19 on the day for Andrew Ianni.
Yeah, and this guy can shoot too, huh?
20-point lead for Marian. Carter Privet trapped down low. That'll be a jump ball. It'll head back over to Marian.
Empty possession there. Ianni, we're really just getting the Ianni show today. 8 of 14, 1 of 2 from 3, 5 assists, 4 steals as well.
Yeah. He's been taking advantage of those favorable matchups he's been getting today. And, I mean, you look at it on paper, you want Aaron Brown on Ianni. He matches up a bit better as, you know, the bigger, tougher one. He's got the bigger body. But, honestly, Matthew Guthrie's been doing a better job of handling Ianni today. And part of it's just Ianni's going to power himself through anybody. Guthrie gets you that little bit of advantage with his reach.
Yeah, for sure.
Ianni trying to sling it. It's picked off by Johnson. No looker trying to go to Guthrie. Ianni breaks it up, goes out of bounds.
Ianni's just everywhere. He saw that last second, comes in, makes that nice tip.
Yeah. It'll stay with the Cougars. 24 on the clock. They'll lob it into Guthrie. He's going to find it, fly it over to Zimmer. Lobbing into Johnson. Double team, trying to go up with it. It's short. The tapper to put it back.
Yeah, nice tip there from Johnson. They've had a couple of second chance opportunities today.
Ianni slinging over to Boss. Linder. Oh, awkward pass. Taken away by Robinson, who flies up to the rim. He went up early, and he didn't get enough sauce on it. Ianni down low, handing it off to Breitenbach. It's taken away by Tommy Zimmer. It's chaos in Geisman right now.
Right.
Somebody's on the court. Johnson's falling down in the paint. Tommy Zimmer's there. Somebody's fouled.
Johnson just looked like he just tackled somebody. Goodness me.
It looks like, so the foul's on Andrew Ianni. Tommy Zimmer's headed to the line.
Hey, Tommy Zimmer's going to the free throw line, and that's all that matters.
Tommy Zimmer drills the first. I think both Derek Linder and Riker Johnson hit the deck on that possession.
Yeah, Andrew Ianni checked out of this game. Obviously, we know he's been terrific today. Yeah. And that's going to help. Cougars get the ball back after that tip out from Marian. And let's see if they can go on a little bit of a run. See if you can cut it within double digits without Ianni, their best player, out of this game.
Yeah, Tommy Zimmer 1 for 2 on that trip. He got a steal just before it as well.
Mismatch.
They'll inbound quick. Guthrie, the reverse.
Saw that right away, and he put that nice reverse layup up, Jay Huff style. It's not a dunk.
Boss working on the near side. It's kicking. Linder thought about the Curry length 3, didn't take it. Breitenbach goes to Orozco. Breitenbach again at the key. Kicking to Vasilakis, driving, baseline. On the ground, Orozco.
Great feed there.
Yeah. Perfect motion. Robinson on the corner. He goes to Johnson, 20 on the clock. Johnson spinning his way in, taken away. And they'll blow the whistle.
Johnson loves that spin left, doesn't he? He's had a couple of those. He's drawn some fouls. I like what Johnson's doing, being aggressive out there.
Now send Riker Johnson to the line for 2. And he misses the first.
That's just 4 of 10 from the line.
Not been a great experience at the line today for the Cougars, as Coach Drake Diener is going to call a quick 30-second timeout, try and figure things out with his squad. Cougars trailing right now by where we started the half, 17, and it has been a chaotic second half.
It really has. It really has. But, I mean, then again, the Cougars they're playing with more energy, but Marian, then again, it doesn't really seem like the Cougars haven't had any of those like knockout punches. They've had blows, but they haven't had those any like swinging right hook and then left hook, and they've been getting jabs in, but
Riker Johnson headed back to the line for his second shot. He was 1 for 3 from the stripe today. No good. As our chance to remind any watching, kids, make your free throws. Spending an hour in the gym just putting up free throws does help. Breitenbach kicking over to Lindert for 3. No good. Too long. Rebounded by Zimmer. They're going to sling it to Johnson. He's going to be double teamed. Trapped in the corner. Got to escape. He gets it to Williams. Zimmer in the corner. Baseline drive. Trying to kick it to Johnson. It's through Guthrie's hands. Taken away by Vasilakis.
I think Zimmer should have looked to the basket a little bit more. That was a really nice drive.
Lindert, uncontested 3, no good. Rebounded by Guthrie. Yeah, there's been a couple today with some guys on this Cougars squad. I think they've had opportunities to score. And they're just trying to stay as facilitators. They're going to try and sling that to Orozco. Breitenbach's there to take it. He goes up for 2 and gets it in.
Now it is hindsight, but the Cougars made their free throws right now. It would be a 12-point game compared to a 19-point game.
Willard working his way in, going up for 2, no good. Gets his own rebound. The putback does fall.
We were talking about it at half. A.J. Willard being aggressive. Nice putback there, following his shot, not giving up on the play after the first miss. And that aggressive defensive style.
Orozco just chucking it to Breitenbach. That ball is all over the place and ends up out of bounds off Tommy Zimmer.
I love that double team, though, there from Willard, forcing a heroic pass.
We'll take a full break here. We'll take a full break up at the Cougar Sports Network as well. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back on the Cougar Sports Network. 7:07 to go between the Cougars and the Sabres. 58-41 lead for Marian as they've held station with where they were at halftime. Cougars matching them blow for blow in this half, haven't been able to gain any ground. Krolak looking for an inbound. Finally gets it into Ianni. Ianni working on Johnson. He's just going to try to fight his way to the rim. Kicking to Vasilakis. Vasilakis slinging across. Haslett. There's Orozco. Back to Haslett. 7 on the clock. Haslett spinning. Falls. Loses it. Willard takes it away. Willard has it taken away by Orozco. He lays out and slaps it off of Krolak's feet to keep it with the Cougs.
Little volleyball action with the tap and a little soccer action with the kick out of bounds. Smart play, though, from Willard.
Yeah, way to stick with it.
What do you call that? You call that the tap off the knee, off the shin to keep the. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I've called it other stuff before.
See something new every game, though.
Tapper kind of works for it. Yonghwa down low, double teamed, escapes. Johnson, Trey, hits it.
There you go. 14-point game now, a couple possessions away from single digits.
Keeps the net up over the rim.
Now those are the threes that we have stressed about, those timely threes, those open looks, and the bench is ready to get fired up, and huge momentum shifters.
Krolak, mid-range.
Yeah, Willard gambled and he lost.
Yep. Love a good mid-range shot. You don't see it too much in the modern game. Johnson goes to Laulaudis. He'll try to drive in. He'll back out. Trying to thread the needle to Yonghwa. It's broken up.
Yeah, I like that cut, but Marian all over it.
Yeah. Just the passing lanes down low are not there.
Yeah, it would have had to be a perfect pass. That's happened a couple of times today.
Oh, Krolak trying to go to Ianni. Pryor looked shocked it was coming to him. Oh, Yonghwa wanted to dunk. He lost the grip on it, but Pryor's there to grab it when it comes down and get the bucket anyways.
This is just me, or this has been a really quick game. Already 5 minutes left.
Krolak gets the layup to fall. I mean, and there's a couple reasons for that. There haven't been too many timeouts called by the coaches. Laulaudis loses the dribble off the foot. Pryor picks it up. Willard's low for 2. Another part, I mean, this has been a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
All around. Only 9 fouls total for the game for Marian. Only 10 for the Cougars, 3 and 4 respectively in this half. Haven't had too many stoppages of plays there. Not a lot of turnovers, which means not a lot of travels, not a lot of balls out of bounds.
Looked like Pryor banged up there. Fell to the ground. He's coming out of the heat. He looks fine. But Laulaudis with the intentional foul.
And, I mean, you still got ways to go before you even get into the bonus, so no harm done with it.
I think if the Cougars want to get back into the game, it's those points off turnovers. Those fast break points.
They have forced 6 turnovers this half. That doubles their total in the first half. Ianni, fade away.
That's too good.
I mean, that looks like
a
toilet from the 90s with how long that took to flush. That's the toilets over in Cone and Lindy. Riker Johnson up for 2. 14-point game. Cougars crack 50. Good. Laulaudis takes it away. Floater goes. I love that shot from Andreas Laulaudis.
Yeah, not panicking. Putting up the floater, just had the advantage on the break.
Aaron Brown takes away the pass. And he's fouled by Ianni. The Cougars bench is fired up.
All right, Jonathan, you know what time it is? It's free throw time. Make your free throws. You got to make your free throws. These are huge. You can cut it within 10 right here. There's 4 minutes. I think Cougars going to – all you got to do is outscore them by 12 in the last 4 minutes of the game, and you have 2 free throws after this timeout.
It'll be a full timeout on the floor. That means we'll send it to Eric Perry courtside. We'll get his take on what he's been seeing down by the bench.
And Jonathan, the Cougars are not done. Yeah, there's 4 minutes left. They're still fighting tooth and nail. We've seen last few possessions, they've gotten buckets because they've been able to take away the ball from the Sabres right off the inbounds, turn it into first a bucket by Laulaudis, and then second a shot attempt by Brown that led to a foul, and that's what they need to keep doing. In those last 2 possessions, that full press by the Cougars did a great job of disrupting the Sabres and getting the ball back in the hands of the Cougars players. So, pending these 2 free throws, this could be a potentially 10-point game. If they could keep that high to full court press and make it so that Marian can't do anything with the ball, and the ball is just ending right back up in the hands of the Cougars, it's entirely possible that we're seeing a big Cougar comeback here. So 4 minutes left in the game. It's going to be a close one. Sam and Jonathan, back to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. And, yeah, keep that full court press going. A game where the Cougars have been getting crushed in the turnover margin. It's even in the second half, a flurry of turnovers for Marian. I mean, both of these teams are 4 for their last 4. The difference is Marian hasn't been getting shots off in their last couple possessions.
Something that's interesting, the Cougars, 4 out of their last 4 field goals. Marian, 4 out of their last 4 field goals. But it's a 12-point game, and the Cougars have all their momentum. If you would have told me that Marian is 4 of their last 4, I would not believe you, because this is the closest the Cougars have been since the first half, beginning of the game. And here we go. Big free throws from Brown.
This is Brown's first trip to the line today. Stadium is silent.
You could hear church mice right now.
It's the first.
Can't hear church. I don't. What a.
I think the whole point.
You know the church mice. You know the church mice.
I think the whole point is you can't hear the church mice.
Yeah.
But theoretically, if you could, you could. It is. You could hear a pin.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Like you can't hear church mice because it's so quiet. Well, now it's really loud.
It's a 10-point game. Krolak working on Laulautis. He's going to drive.
Good defense.
Kicks. Vasilakis.
Travels.
Another turnover. Everyone on that Cougars bench is on their feet except for Jacob Robinson, who might be a little bit tired so far. He's played 24 minutes today.
Yeah, and he plays with intensity, too.
And he might be back in this game soon, so he's got to get that rest. 3.5 to go. Cougars down 10.
Somebody with a lot of energy right now is Andreas Laulautis.
Johnson escapes to Willard. There's D. Williams. Slinging. Willard, corner 3. No good. Brown gets the rebound, and it's taken away by the Sabres.
Bench wanted a...
Haslett trapped on the corner, taken away by Willard. Willard, baseline, up, through Haslett!
Wow.
Gets the bucket through contact.
A lot of contact on that one.
Yeah, the official's saying Haslett straight up. A.J. Willard's fired up nonetheless. It's an 8-point game.
Johnson on it in IS. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, Andrew Ianni is at 4 fouls. He's 1 away from fouling out. Kicks out to Haslett. Haslett goes down. He's able to bring it back. And Coach Dieners, they're going to call the foul on D. Williams.
Interesting matchup with Johnson on Ianni there. That we haven't really seen that all game. We saw it one time, and there was this ridiculous fadeaway jumper that Ianni hit, and that went in and out, out and in, I should say. But interesting lineup. I love what I'm seeing from Laulautis and Willard. They have a lot of energy right now. They forced a couple turnovers. Willard, that I've said it a lot, the timely threes. But Willard redeemed himself with that steal and with that layup through lots of contact, which I shall say which was not called for a foul, but really nice layup with the right hand. He's lefty, folks. That was with the right hand. It was a really nice finish.
So it's not a foul on D. Williams. It was a timeout by Coach Diener, smart one, as Haslett was in a tough spot. But now you got one
right
time
before he lost possession as well.
Yeah, but you only have 5 seconds on the clock now, so Marian's got to go quick. They get it into Ianni. He's got to go. 3, 2. It's a charge!
He is out of the game.
Andrew Ianni barrels through Riker Johnson, and that's going to end his day.
Ianni thinks
he doesn't think he has 5. It's been scored as 5.
Tom Brady, that was 4th down, Tom Brady.
The scorer's table has it as 5. So there's going to be a break on the court. They're going to hash this out, which I guess means going back through, checking the clock, the timestamp every single time that Andrew Ianni's been called for a foul.
It seems like Ianni is the only one in the gym that thinks it's 4, and he's
it looks like
disrupting the game right now.
The Marian bench. The Marian bench is confident in it too. So is Coach Diener. But this is something that's hard to.
Yeah, it's hard to look back on. You can't just stop the game and look throughout the entire game.
You can.
You can. Yeah, it's not ideal, but.
It looks like that's what we're going to do.
Wow.
As they're going to let the players head over to the bench.
Now, if that's Ianni's fifth, I think that is the biggest play of the game. Riker Johnson, like you said, put on Ianni late in the game and drew that charge.
Yeah, and they're going to – that's going to sand Ianni.
That's his fifth.
His day is done. And, I mean, it's still an 8-point game, but suddenly the big man who's been disrupting the paint all day long is out. I'm pretty sure Ianni's been playing almost every single minute in this half as well.
32 minutes on the day as well.
Yeah, that means he's only been out for like 2.5 minutes. Williams thought of it, trying to drive in. Mid-range, jumper, no good. Rebounded by Orozco. Marian, you really got to slow it down now. There's Breitenbach going to Haslett. Krolak, he is content to draw the clock here. 8 on the clock. He's going to drive. He loses the. Oh!
No.
Loses the dribble. They're going to call the foul on A.J. Willard.
Willard just smiling.
Whew.
That just looked like he lost it. I didn't even think Willard reached for it. That just.
Tough break for the Cougs.
That
resets.
That looked like he tried to go behind the back and then just lost possession. That's a huge blow, and that adds plenty of time to the shot
and we're
clock.
seeing the replay here. Not too sure where that was. The worst part is it resets the shot clock. Krolak goes to Linder, down to Breitenbach, driving baseline, and he's fouled by Brown.
Now this is the best.
It's on the floor, but it's going to reset the clock again.
Yeah, this is the best case scenario if you're Marian right now. You've drawn 2 fouls.
Yeah.
This possession alone, you're milking so much clock. Milking the clock is more important than scoring right now if you're Marian.
At the end of the day, I mean, you can stay here. Cougars have still got to get 8 points. Best case scenario for Concordia, that's 3 possessions if you hit 2 threes.
Yeah.
Inbound to Krolak. He does get it. He's going to work to the right. He's going to drain that clock.
Willard up tight on him, though.
Going right, through the screen, almost loses it. Slinging to Breitenbach. There's Linder, driving, floater, gets it to fall. How about that one from Derek Linder? Back to a 10-point game. Cougars, you got to go quick. And now Loudis is just going to lose it. It's still loose. Johnson's got it, and he's fouled by Krolak. That puts the Cougars into the bonus. It'll be 1-1 for Riker Johnson.
Yeah, Marian's happy with that possession because even though they didn't get the full-on steal, that burned a lot of.
Yeah, and I mean the Cougars on a 2-minute scoring drought. Now the thing is, 1 minute and 10 seconds of that wasn't even your possession because of how long that possession was with the fouls. That is best case scenario for Marian. Johnson doesn't get it to fall. He's 1 for 5 on his free throws today. Marian going quickly. Orozco just got to slow it up here, and they will.
Smart.
And now the Cougars going to start fouling. Johnson fouls Linder, and that'll send him to the line.
Yeah, Linder's had a really nice game. We've been talking about Andrew Ianni a lot, but Linder quietly 18 points on the day.
Yeah. And
only 1 turnover as well, 3 steals.
And over on the Cougars' end, you look again at those free throws.
Absolutely.
6 for 14 on the day for Concordia.
Yeah, then again, I know it's hindsight, but you're only down by 3 right now if you make all those free throws.
Yeah, and you play that game as much as you want, and yeah, you're never going to make all your free throws, but it matters even making just 6 more of those.
Absolutely.
And this game feels much more in reach. Pryor just got to pull up. He does, and he hits. So it's a 9-point game, 30 seconds to go. They're going to foul Krolak.
You're going to need a lot more of those threes.
Yep. Just the third 3 made of this half. Cougars, they haven't been taking a lot of threes this half.
No. It's been those points off turnovers, and
Yeah.
and we talk about Andrew Ianni. He's having a great game. He had a great game, but he had 7 turnovers. That's 7 out of their 15, almost half. And it was such a focal point at halftime. We were talking about the turnovers, and the Cougars. It's only ended up being 21 turnovers, and Marian has 15. And just the second half of the second half was there was lots of energy. There was points off turnovers. There was better looks, but little too late, unfortunately.
Krolak hits both again. 30 seconds to go. Robinson will drive in for 2. That brings him up to 14 on the day. Coach Searles will call the timeout. His team trailing by 9. That'll be a full time out on the floor. Yeah, Jacob Robinson, solid day. 14 points.
Yeah, he's ended up with a nice day for sure.
Matthew Guthrie's got 10 for the Cougars as well. Something of note, I mean, you go back a couple weeks ago, I was talking with Coach Searles. He said one of the things he wanted this team to work on was conditioning. He felt like they're falling off late in games.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, what it's felt like the last couple weeks for the Cougars is they're a second-half team. They've been better later in the game. You go back to this one, you go back to the loss a week ago for Concordia to Benedictine.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. This game reminds me a lot of that Benedictine. The first half has just been they come out flat in the first half. In that Benedictine game, they were down 17 at half, and they outscored them by 3 in the second. But they're lighting it up too late in the game, and then it puts you in a situation where, hey, you're down 10, you're down 12, you're down 8. Like they were down 8 today, and they had a chance to bring it down to 2 possessions, but they put themselves into a position where they have to play perfectly in the last 5 minutes, the last 3 minutes, the last 2 minutes, and there's no margin for error at the end because of how sloppy that they played in the first half. They haven't been coming out firing. Like I said earlier, I got to give credit to Coach Searles for what he does at half, but then again, just they put themselves in a position where they have to play perfectly for too long, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's what's been a tough season for the Cougars. Still, second half's been fun to watch. A lot of these games, it's been fun to watch today. Cougars down by 9. Krolak preparing the Hail Mary pass. Gets it into Linder. It's tapped out of bounds by D. Williams, so they'll run it back. They'll run the play up high again. Looks like receivers running routes. They go to Linder. He's fouled by Williams. He'll head to the line. That's exactly who you want at the line. Drake Linder, you can call it stat padding at this point, but he is going to be feasting off of these free throws for the last few seconds.
Once again, though, still he had a terrific game today. A huge reason. Hit some big, timely threes. Yeah, 7 to 12 from the field.
Yeah, I think one of the crazier box score anomalies we're going to coming out of today is Alex Vasilakis, only 2 points. And those are off of free throws. Didn't make a single bucket from the field today, and he has been a producer this season.
He's one of their guys for sure.
Yeah, going into the game, Alex Vasilakis, he's been averaging 14 points a game. As foul Vasilakis down at the end. He'll get a chance to add 2 onto that. Look elsewhere in the conference in the NAC today, those teams the Cougars are fighting with for the playoffs. Lakeland today going up against Concordia University, Wisconsin. They lost by 20, so that's good news for the Cougars. As Vasilakis nails the first. Rockford University just above the Cougars. They took the L today. A close loss against a very good team in MSOE in the Milwaukee School of Engineering, but it is a loss for the Rockford Regents. Benedictine today sitting at 8-8. Long shot. The Cougars catch him after today, as that's knocked out of bounds by Jazz Orozco. Long shot, the Cougars catch him after today, but they did pick up the win over Edgewood today. Robinson to the rim for 2. He adds on another 2 to his total.
A little stat pattern from Robinson as well, but still a good performance.
Now foul Krolak. He'll head to the line for a chance at 2 shots. And going on from here, Cougars, they'll move on to this Wednesday in what's honestly a great opportunity for them, as Hunter Krolak misses that one. Great opportunity for the Cougars. They're going to take on Dominican University in the second edition of this year's Division Street rivalry between the two River Forest schools. Dominican on the west side, Cougars on the east side. That'll be at 7 o'clock this Wednesday as Robinson pulls up.
He really wants those extra points.
That would have set a new career high for him. Instead, he'll settle for 16 today, and what was a tough loss for the Cougars. They fight back in half number 2, but can't undo a rough first half, more than double their first half total in that second half. But it doesn't matter. The Marian University Sabres take down Concordia University Chicago 74-63 on the road as they come into River Forest and take down the Cougs. That was a tough game for Concordia Chicago. Good game for Jacob Robinson, 16 points on the day. Solid game for Matthew Guthrie, the freshman center as well. 10 points for him over on Marian's end. Led in scoring by both Derek Linder and Andrew Ianni, both of them with 21 points on the day. And a solid day for Hunter Krolak, 14 points for the point guard. Looking out there, Sam, there's really two guys to choose from on the other end of the ball. Who are you picking for your player of the game?
I want to go with Derek Linder today. He had a phenomenal game, 7 of 12 from the field, and obviously we could talk about Andrew Ianni, but I mean, honestly, just give him co-MVPs. Give him co-MVPs. Both great days today. Ianni filling up the stat sheet, 4 steals, 6 assists, 21 points, but he did have 7 turnovers. He had almost half of their turnovers, as we talked about earlier, and he did foul out, but he's their engine. Everything goes through him. He's a great passer. He's great in the paint. He's very physical. And Guthrie and Johnson and Brown, they put up a fight today for sure in that interior, but so did the Cougars in the late second half, but then again, a little too late.
Yeah, I think the impact that Hunter Krolak made throughout the game today, I mean, that cannot be understated. 14 points, just 2 turnovers, only 2 assists, but over 50% from the field. And if you're tracking hockey assists, he picked up a lot of those today as well.
Yeah, and Marian just absolutely dominated in the paint today.
Yeah. I mean, all around, dominant performance from Marian today, especially in the first half. Cougars figure it out. Too little, too late. And they fall by 11. They'll head on from here to take on Dominican University for senior night this Wednesday. That'll be live here on the Cougar Sports Network, so make sure to tune in for that. But that'll do it today. Cougars fall to the Sabres 74-63. I'm Jonathan Shear of the Cougar Sports Network. Joining me today was Sam Smith and Eric Perry. Thank you for everyone who made today's broadcast possible. And as always, roll Cougs.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.